With the upcoming release of iOS 9, iPhone users will be able to install ad blocking software into their phone's Safari web browser. That means that pages should load faster and users won't have a problem with accidentally clicking on those ads because they'll be blocked. They won't be there. And accidentally clicking on anything is a bad user experience. So this sounds good. Would you use it if given the option, guys? Lewis, you want to block all ads or what?
I would use it, and the only reason I would use it is because I think the way ads are implemented right now, particularly on mobile, is horrible. It is just an horrible experience. I mean, I understand why sites need ads, obviously, of course. I don't have a problem with that. But the way it's implemented right now, like, if you could see this right now, so I just loaded up the CNN.com website, and there's a big Dish Network ad that takes up, like, more than half the screen.
Right.
I mean, that's not cool,
Right. And you have to think, like, accidental clicks are not the kind of clicks that advertisers want. They're worthless clicks because they don't convert to a purchase later on. But I go. It's a hard thing because content providers need these ads for revenue, right? And when I first learned about ad blocking on desktop, I loved it. I blocked everything, and then I realized that some of the guys that I read, they make their money off of
kind of screwing them over with an ad block.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I think. I think they just need to redesign the way ads are made. We need someone to just come in and say, like, hey, you know what, guys, you're doing this all wrong. This is how you do it. So that the user experience is so that everyone wins.
Right.
Obviously, if you're a content provider, you need advertising. I get that. That's awesome. But if you're the user, the reader, the audience, you want to be able to read the content that you're providing without having to have this huge 10-second ad that takes like half of your screen.
Yeah, and like a horrible user experience that just doesn't
and
work.
An ad that you don't even care about,
Right. Well, that's the other weird thing about this is that Apple is doing this because if you think about it, 90% of those ads are served up, or something like 90% of those ads are served up by Google. So this is kind of a punitive thing to Google, but who are they hurting? Dan, what do you think about blocking ads on mobile sites?
Actually, I agree with Lewis on this. I would much rather block the ads only because I guess I just despise advertising in general. It's I hate going on YouTube now because I have to sit through the ad. Click here after 4 seconds.
You have to sit through a 30-second ad to watch that hour-long thing you wanted to watch.
But I mean, thankfully some places give you the option after 4 seconds or something to click through. So, but especially on a mobile device. I would say if you don't have unlimited data, that will eat up your data super fast.
That's true.
So I mean I've discovered I've had to go through my phone and turn off any automatic video downloads and things like that because I'll go through my 2 gigabytes of shared data in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, a little off topic, a recent update to Twitter had them turn that all on by default, and I looked at my data usage over the past week, and I had used up most of my data cap, and my wife and I tracked down that it was because of this change in Twitter, and we had to turn it off. So yeah, I mean, you save data if you turn off ads, but then you think like the content creator, but it's a horrible UI, but
yeah, I mean, I get it. I get that ads are a necessary evil. I mean, the guy's got to make some money somehow.
Yeah.
But there's got to be. Let's put it this way. I think we're in the golden age of mobile advertising, where we're still trying to figure it out. Like, what's the best way to serve this up? And we're just not there yet. It feels like they're forcing us into watching the ads now. Without I just think there's got to be a better way.
There has to be a middle road between forcing us to watch it and stripping them completely.
Exactly.
And I think Apple's move will kind of force people to like say like, "Holy crap, we have to do something about this," 'Cause I don't think Apple's doing this to really help people out. They're doing it for their own benefit.
Right.
Because I mean, there's ads in Apple's apps, in all the apps.
Right, but those are run by Apple, so those are
exactly. So now if a company came out and tried to block those ads, Apple would have, the app would never get approved.
So. See, the thing about this that won't work out in the long run is that Apple's going to block ads, and it's not like if ads evolve to be better, Apple's not going to reevaluate and be like, no, you know what, we can allow ads again. They're going to leave them blocked the whole time, especially if they're served up by Google, right?
Well, exactly. And what's going to end up happening is I think we're going to go through a period where people are going to start integrating advertising into their content. Kind of like back in the day, like the Milton Berle show, or that where it's like this segment brought to you by.
You know, I actually don't mind that. I kind of actually like that. I prefer that over like I don't know if you guys have noticed. I think now it's either the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times. When you go to the website, they actually make you interact with the ad. So it says it'll ask you like, oh, do you want to save money on cable? Yes or no. And then even if you click no, it'll still go to the next question, and it usually lasts about 10 to 15 seconds. And I'm like, I don't care about what I wanted to read anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's frustrating.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I think we're going to see a renaissance period here soon, but it's just not today.
Right.
But we're okay with just totally blocking ads on mobile, and maybe think about unblocking them on the desktop where it's easier to not accidentally click on them. But on mobile, I'm always clicking on those things. Be like, no, I don't want Enzyte. Anyway. Well,
exactly. Block everything.
Right. That's our 2 cents. What's yours? Will you jump at the chance to use ad blocking software on your iPhone, or do ads not bother you? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. For DealNews.com, along with Dan Ledbetter and Luis Ramirez, I'm Jeff Summergy. Goodbye.